return of the NASCAR line is something that I don't think anybody was expecting to see, but I also don't think anybody is complaining about this at all. It's been quite a while since we've had a NASCAR exclusive cars line. Usually we have one every year, and we haven't had one for all of 2024, so it was only a matter of time until we got a new one. What I don't think anyone was expecting was for that Walmart exclusive line to be a continuation of one of the most beloved Walmart exclusive lines, the NASCAR series. This was a series that ran from around March of 2021 to the same time the following year. Pixar and Disney, Mattel and NASCAR struck up a contract to do a crossover, but when that contract expired, the line ended, and it seems that, I guess, they've reignited that contract for a comeback line of 6 cars, with 5 of them being pre-existing NASCAR racers from the previous line, now with special metallic paint jobs, while meanwhile McQueen gets his very own design. While I would have preferred they all got original designs, I'm certainly not complaining, because this is one of the coolest things I've ever seen them do with an expanded universe line. Bringing them back with new special edition variants so that people who missed out the first time around could get them. And I'm certainly not complaining about this McQueen, because I'm not kidding when I say this may very well be my favorite Lightning McQueen paint job of all time. Hello everybody, and welcome back to another review. Today we're going to be taking a look at the 2024 NASCAR McQueen, part of the 2024 NASCAR line, which is showing up at Walmart's now in abundance from what I've seen. I went to one of my Walmarts today, and they had an absolute ton of these. I'd say 2 or 3 full cases of them, so I was able to pick up a full set of the entire wave of 6. But something that you should know is that they're not showing up in the cars section. Recently, a lot of Walmarts downsized their cars and Hot Wheels sections, and ironically, that kind of messed them up, because the NASCAR cars, which are being sent there in droves right now, don't really have a place to go, so they're just kind of going in special locations. Make sure you check around your cars aisle, look for end caps, look for little shelving units or special areas. Just make sure you search around that area, and I'm sure you'll probably find these, unless of course your stores don't have them yet. That's where I found them. They were on this sort of weird outcropping shelf that my Walmart uses to sometimes, I think, store like overflow Hot Wheels or other merchandise, so make sure you check around and you'll probably find them. These guys are selling for $5.97, I believe, quite a bit more than the regular Walmart singles price of $3.77, but store exclusives always do cost a little bit more. Since I did say I own all of these, I bought all of them, found the whole wave. You might be wondering why my car off to the side that's my next review is still Bulldog and not one of the other NASCAR items. That's because since most of the NASCAR items, other than this McQueen here, are just pre-existing releases that are now metallic, and I still have like 20 to 30 other items that I have to review right now. I'm going to be alternating, doing reviews of NASCAR items every other day. And if you want to help decide which NASCAR item I review each time, make sure to stay tuned to my community page, where I'll be posting polls for all of you guys to vote on what order I review the NASCAR items in. Anyway, with all that out of the way, let's talk about this wonderful item right here. I genuinely think this is one of the coolest, most clever things they've ever done with a McQueen. Making Willie's Butte his lightning bolt is genuinely one of the most clever things I've ever seen with a McQueen design. It's so cool, it almost seems like fan-made. You know, it almost seems like unreal that this is an actual thing. It's such a genuinely clever design, and like I said, I think it might be my new favorite McQueen design ever. It takes everything that I love about the character by combining the racing aspect with the radiator springs aspect, and it's just such a fun and clever design and concept, and the metallic paint definitely helps make it look super, super cool. This, in my opinion, is easily one of, if not the greatest McQueen designs we've ever gotten. And they just randomly dropped it one day. They just randomly dropped new NASCAR cars. Just casually, no press release, no official announcement. Just casually out here, you know, releasing one of the coolest car designs I think I've ever seen. But okay, guys. Alright, fine. I just hope this doesn't go under the radar, because this this goes pretty hard, and it's awesome, I think. We, of course, have very similar packaging to the previous NASCAR packaging. They just updated the McQueen render here. He still has his funny little next-gen wheels they were promoting back in 2022. New for 2024 sticker there. Not sticker, it's a little emblem. He does come packed in with a pit row barrier, and the back of the packaging is pretty interesting, as he just has himself here. All of the NASCAR cars of this wave look like this. For whatever reason, it seems they have an international card back that just shows them and not the entire wave. And I know I've had weird cases in the past where my Walmarts get in international releases of Expanded Universe cars. I think that happened with the Rocket Racers and the Endurance Racers a few years back, but this seems to be how they all are, I believe. Now, in case you were wondering, because there were several people asking this, these are made in Vietnam, just like the original NASCAR line was, which is interesting because Vietnam doesn't really do cars anymore, for the most part. But, you know, that makes sense. They did them last time. May as well do them now, right? Anyway, let's get this guy out of the package and let's talk about this super cool McQueen. We'll start off with the pit row barrier, which of course is different than the one that we got for him in 2021, since it does feature this Willys Butte design. I do wish that they made the red here metallic. Unfortunately, they didn't, but it's a pretty nice one. We've got the Rust-eze logo and Willys Butte there. But now, the main attraction, Lightning McQueen himself. And man, again, this is genuinely such a cool and clever design. I think the hood is probably my least favorite part, but it might also be one of my favorite parts. I honestly can't really decide. I like the usage of Willys Butte here as part of the Rust-eze logo, but I think I would have preferred just something that looks more round. You know, it's weird to have this design on McQueen's hood. I really like how it ended up looking, and it certainly makes him stand out and more unique, but I think maybe having the radiator cap mount in there, like what we saw in Cars on the Road, might have been better, because that just perfectly fits in the regular Rust-eze logo spot. I don't know. I still really, really like how this looks, though. And it's funny to me that the Rust-eze logo was combined with Willys Butte. Like, what's the canon reasoning behind this? Personally, I've never considered these NASCAR designs canon. I think they're some of the only Cars diecast line items that we could really consider non-canon, because they're just fun things. They're a crossover, right? They're not. It's like the Star Wars cars. They're not really canon, at least not in my opinion. But hey, we'll obviously never know. But I do like to think of the canon implications of Rust-eze making their logo Willys Butte in some degree. And you also have kind of a sunrise going on back there, which is, I believe, a design taken from the On the Road design. Taken from Road Trip McQueen. Let me just select which Road Trip McQueen to take, because there are 5 on my table. There we go. You can see the same sort of sunrise design. He does have a few design similarities with the previous NASCAR releases, most notably the black spoiler, and the font's pretty similar. Actually, it's a different font, and it has Rust-eze hyphenated, which the original line didn't there. I think the black spoiler wasn't really necessary for this release, since it doesn't really stand out with the dark metallic red, but it does make it consistent with the other NASCAR items. Honestly, really solid McQueen expression, pretty unique one, and honestly just really, really good looking one. Got lightning bolts on either side as per usual. Lightning McQueen signature up there, very easily legible. Sometimes the Lightning McQueen signature very easily blends in with him, but here it certainly doesn't. We've got the beautiful Willys Butte lightning bolt, such a fun and clever concept, and also maybe this is supposed to be like ground or desert below him, not entirely sure. And look at this, not sure if you noticed this before, but his sponsors are the Radiator Springs businesses, just like RS Team McQueen. Speaking of which, alright, here's RS Team McQueen, and other than the previous NASCAR McQueen, this is easily the item it's most similar to. This, of course, is the McQueen design we have from between Cars 2 and 3, where he's sponsored by all of the Radiator Springs buildings. You could see several of them on the side, and you could see that that was easily the inspiration for this McQueen here. I believe the GRC McQueen, which I don't have yet, also uses the Radiator Springs businesses as sponsors. I think that's just such a fun idea to do, and since the GRC race canonically takes place in Radiator Springs, it works there, just like how it works here, and it certainly works here with the fun combination of Rust-eze and Radiator Springs iconography. You can see we're going to use this to help us cheat a bit. First sponsor is the Cozy Cone Motel, then Flo's V8 Cafe. After that, we have... Are those... Okay, Luigi's. I thought that was two Rusty's logos. Luigi's, Rusty's, Fillmore's, and Radiator Springs Curios. I'm not sure if that's the exact same as the one on GRC McQueen. But you can see they are the same as the logos that we see on RS Team McQueen. Just a few different ones chosen, and of course more stylized coloring here, just like the all-yellow sponsors on this guy right here. Actually, no, just the yellow Piston Cup 7-time champion. That's the only thing I think this McQueen is missing. That's my favorite detail from the NASCAR McQueens, giving him a Piston Cup champion logo. He, of course, has the next-gen tires that they very heavily promoted back in 2022. McQueen even got a special NASCAR Expression variant that featured them, and you can see they, actually made some changes to them. McQueen was given a regular Lightyear text instead of the next-gen Lightyear logo, which I think is nice attention to detail. And he was also given a red ring around the wheel, just things to make it a little more interesting, I suppose. Move on to the back. Oh, look at that, that's sick! You guys know I'm a sucker for continuing designs that wrap around the whole body of the car. And the Willys Butte Lightning Bolt logo goes all the way around the back with more of those stripes, and it carries on over to here. Oh man, this is such a sick design. This is so cool. Easily, in my opinion, one of the best McQueens ever. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. Definitely let me know what you think about this guy in the comments, because this is honestly probably my new all-time favorite expanded universe McQueen. I wouldn't say it's my all-time favorite McQueen diecast, but it's certainly in the top 3. And it's quickly approaching number 1. And considering my number 1 is Muddy Rusty's Racing Center McQueen, that's easy. That's pretty easily dethronable. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what you think about this guy in the comments. I'll see you guys next time. Bye now. Don't worry, Bulldog. Tomorrow we'll finally free you.